Call of Duty 4, developed by Infinity Ward and released in 2015, is a first-person visual experience that follows characters on their wacky adventures through a land where the only colours are brown, grey, and another brown one. For the purpose of this review, I'll be looking at the PC version, on account of that's the one that my grandma got me for Christmas, because she's a useless twat who can't even read 2 letters. DNS. It's not that hard. DS. It's dual screen, it's Nintendo. Does that sound like PNC to your Parkinson's ears? You must truly hate me, you Story. The game starts with the player taking control of some guy called Soap McTavish. Ha, soap. Because the Scottish aren't clean? It's funny. Because they're smelly, like barbarians from the north. Like in Game of Thrones. Your first mission as part of the SAS is to sabotage the Titanic. It must be a very special air service if they think boats are planes. Honestly, it felt a bit lazy because everyone's seen the Titanic anyway and we know how it ends. Some other stuff happens that I wasn't really paying attention to, but we then take control of an Armenian led on a death march somewhere through Tatooine. That's right, Turkey. We know what you did. We know. And we're watching. I honestly have to say that this part of the game felt poorly designed. It struck me as being unfairly difficult because it had so many quicktime events that I could never seem to beat. There wasn't even anything on the screen. How am I supposed to know what to do if you're not holding my hand telling me what to do? This is very bad game design. It reminded me of Dark Souls, but with Star Wars people instead. One thing I did like was how it incorporated MMO aspects similar to how Destiny did it. With other players running around and fading in and out of my game, I didn't even have to connect, they were just there. Sometimes in spite of me. A lot of them were shooting at me, I don't really know how I was supposed to beat that. I tried disconnecting my Ethernet, but somehow I was still connected because there were players still running around and shooting me. As you can see here, another unfair example of QuickTime events. What am I supposed to do? How do I beat it? There's no prompt on my screen. This is just stupid. Another bit of the game I did quite like was how, even though I failed a lot of QuickTime events, it never once brought up a failure state. Instead, it seems to have taken this into account and alternated the story to match this. I found this to be quite good. Well done, Infinity Ward. Telltale could certainly learn a thing or two off you. I'm looking at you, Kenny. Not a lot happens after this point, honestly. Even though I did feel the QuickTime event and it changed the story, it was still very boring. I feel like it was just setting up for the next game in the series. Kinda like how Destiny did it. I guess I'll just have to wait till the sequel comes out. Who knows when that'll be. They might take ages like Bethesda with Fallout. Gameplay. Well, I'm sure that the controls are fine on the DS version, and even the inferior consoles, but the PC version is just a joke. I mean, first of all, how are you even meant to move? A keyboard is made for like typing and stuff, not movement. How am I supposed to RP walk in this? I'm either moving or I'm not. I can't move slowly. Clearly a design flaw. Don't even get me started on this mouse thing. A device designed for pointing on a 2D plane is not optimal for gaming. Maybe the mouse would be fine in some kind of point-and-click adventure, but this is a first-person shooter we're talking about. At the very least you need some kind of joystick. Obviously the better alternative is to use the touchscreen of the Nintendo DS. Playing this game on PC just feels a bit cheap, honestly. It's like watching a movie, but instead of going to the cinema, you do it in your garage with some sheets and a projector. I mean, you could do it like that, but why would you when there's a better alternative? The Nintendo DS. In short, computers aren't for gaming, but for typing up Word documents and doing nerd things like that. Playing games on them doesn't really count, you're just too poor to afford a console. Multiplayer. I've heard things about the Call of Duty multiplayer, like how it has guns and maps in it, but sadly I wasn't able to play any since no one is playing the PC version. They're probably all off enjoying their DS copies of touchscreens and buttons, instead of whatever this monstrosity is. Summary. In short, Call of Duty 4 is a game of tactile multiplayer that doesn't even exist, featuring a campaign with consequential choices similar to The Walking Dead and a narrative on the Armenian genocide. Quite frankly, it's ruined by not being the DS copy. I give it a 4 out of 10. Instead, I recommend that everyone should go out and get like a DS thing, and then like they can get Advanced Wars and they can play online, because I got that for Christmas too and it's pretty good.